My brothers, don't be offended by what I have to say in this video, inshallah. Be a man. Be a man. It's man to man. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So don't be offended. You see, one of the major issues that the African Muslim community has, and I would go as far to say that this is the most important issue, meaning that if this issue were to be solved, then the other issues that the African Muslim community has will not be too difficult to solve. All right? This issue is the root of all the other issues. And this issue is childish men, the prevalence of childish men in our communities. So, brothers, those of you that are not childish, and you're able to have serious conversations and to handle the truth, or you're able to disagree with someone and still be able to hold a conversation, stay on, continue watching, hear what I have to say, and if you agree, alhamdulillah. If you disagree, then inshallah comment down below so that I can be educated as well, inshallah. Now, brothers, do not be offended. I'm a very straightforward guy. It's very difficult for me to be like Mufti Mink. I try to be like Mufti Mink, but it's very difficult for me to be like Mufti Mink. I don't know how Mufti Mink does it. May Allah bless him. He has a blessing that I do have, but perhaps have not activated it yet. So I tend to be a very straightforward. So don't be offended, inshallah. If you disagree, just comment, inshallah, and then we can have a conversation about this. Now, you'll see these men at times in their neighborhoods not doing anything productive. They are just wasting their time talking about things that are of no benefit to themselves, to their families, or to the community at large. You'll find them talking about sports and other things, as I said, of no benefit. These men will see trash all over the community in which their parents are walking in, their children are walking in. Even if they don't have children, the children are the children of the community. Alhamdulillah. Your children are my children. The elderly are walking in, and yet they do not clean the streets because it's not their responsibility. They don't think that it's their responsibility. They don't think that they're responsible for that. You'll see that these men, they observe and have knowledge of drunkards, people who get drunk in their community, people who get intoxicated off of smoking intoxicants. And also they have knowledge that their young girls walk to and from school. Their young sisters walk to and from school every day. And these drunkards are out there on the streets. Perhaps they're predators. But they don't think perhaps when it's time for school, let us make sure that our young sisters are safe. No, they're still on the block talking about sports, talking about nonsense, things that are of no benefit. You'll find that there are boys in the community that are very ambitious and they want to start working already. They want to be productive members of society, of the community, but they don't have guidance, and they look towards men in the community for guidance, but they'll find that these men lack ambition. They lack ambition. You'll find that in these communities there are boys who have a lot of ambition, because that's the natural disposition of boys. That's a fitrah. They have a lot of ambitions. They're curious. They want to do great things. They want to even start working at the age of 10 years old. How can I, make money now, etc. But there's no mentors in the community. There's no mentors in the community. There's no men in the community that can mentor these boys. And the result of this is that these boys then grow up to becoming men that are childish, like the men that they see on the block, on the streets, talking about nothing. You'll find that in these communities, many of the women not married because the men, are childish. Perhaps they themselves committed a lot of mistakes in the past, but Allah is forgiving. However, they haven't learned from those mistakes. So instead of working on themselves so that they can be suitable for marriage, they talk about the women. They talk negatively about women. Say that women are this, women are that, so on and so forth, when they themselves are the problems. If they were upright, then a woman would gravitate towards them. Because they're not upright, of course the woman won't gravitate towards them. This angle is better, alhamdulillah. These are some of the examples of childish men in our communities. The African Muslim community has a lot of these men prevalent. And the solution, I don't like to just talk about problems. I'm not the type of person to just talk about problems and not mention solutions, because I don't like complaining. Even though sometimes I fall into complaining, may Allah forgive me. But the solution to this is that these men come together within the masjid and they find a teacher and they learn, or go to the imam and learn their responsibilities as men. That's it. The solution is very simple. They just need to go to the mosque and learn their responsibilities as men. Alhamdulillah. The first responsibility is that you are fulfilling your duties to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're praying 5 times a day. You're giving zakat if you have the money available or the wealth available. You are fasting during the month of Ramadan, performing Hajj if you are able to do so. You're taking care of your parents. You're protecting your private part. You are getting married if you need to get married, if you're in need of it and you're able to take on that responsibility. You are, inshallah, getting together and establishing businesses, creating jobs for the young boys coming up in the community. You are getting involved politically in your community. When I say politically, I don't mean voting or anything of that sort, but meaning that you as men observe problems in your community and take it upon yourselves, saying, listen, I don't need to rely upon the government to take care of this issue. This is a major issue right now. Let's see if we can take care of it ourselves. Let's see if we can put our money together to hire someone to take care of this issue, because we don't have the knowledge to do so. We can't do any of that. All right, let's hold the government accountable for this issue that's in our community, so on and so forth. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. If you're not doing this, if you're not doing any of these things, then you're a childish man. That's it. And it's an easy fix. Read the Quran. Read the Quran, go get a teacher in the masjid. Go talk to the imam in the masjid. Alhamdulillah. If you find yourself in a circle of men, when I say men, I mean from the age of puberty onward. I mean from 15 years of age and up. I don't mean 18, 21. I mean 15. If you find yourself in a circle of men where they're unproductive, they are, to be blunt, I wanted to be blunt, but I have to be blunt, useless, then you need to try your best to remind them to being productive. If they don't want to be productive, if they don't want to be useful members and productive members of society, then inshallah you have to leave them. Find a new circle of productive and useful men and be productive and useful in your community. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Do not take offense. Do not be offended by what I said. Really think about it and see whether or not I'm speaking the truth or not. If I'm lying to you, if I'm just speaking out of emotion, then inshallah tell me, and inshallah may Allah guide me. But if I'm not, then inshallah take what I have to say, even if it's bitter, and work on it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum.